in my much younger years, I visited my boyfriend in Hamburg, Germany. His family had insisted that I visit because he'd always been coming to Toronto. He visited twice a year to see me. And I refused to go to Germany because I said, I don't know, I don't want to have to go and deal with any Nazis. I got enough to deal with in Toronto. There are enough racists in Toronto. And I thought, well, imagine what it would be like for me in Germany. So I just resisted. But I would spend so much money on long distance phone calls. And the sister said, you know, Adela, you spend so much money on long distance calls. You could have easily bought several plane tickets by now. So come on, man. And I agreed. So it was my turn to finally make the trip. Anyway, I had a great time in Hamburg. I was treated like royalty, as I deserve. And that's possibly one of the reasons why I've not really had a serious relationship since then, because he was the measure for me of the quality that I sought in a union with someone. And I have not met anyone up to that standard, so I would rather be alone. But anyway, I did leave him, okay? This long distance thing was getting to me, and there was no reason for me to leave him except I was just tired of being involved in long distance. It was draining. It was so hard because we were so in love. But I closed my heart to it. I felt I had to. And then I met a woman and became a lesbian. Well, I never was a lesbian, but I dabbled there, right? Anyway, when I first returned from Hamburg back to Toronto, before leaving for Hamburg, I had placed my things in storage. And so I came back and I had no housing. I had to stay in a hotel. And I chose, it was across from the Four Seasons in Toronto is, what was it called? Oh my goodness. Park Avenue, something like that. It was a posh place and very expensive. And I couldn't afford, because I didn't have that type of money to pay hotel rooms and eating out. And so I decided I'm going to place an ad and accept calls. I would do massage in the room. Okay, it just seemed, I like to be resourceful. So anyway, I booked a client. I booked several clients, and I was not doing badly at all. And then this client arrived, and he was huge. He was large in stature, in size, height, and he was built. He was like a giant. And it scared me because I'm quite small. And he towered over me. And I felt scared, but I didn't want it to show. So I tried to be cool, because as far as I was concerned, that was my room. I was paying the bill, and he was the intruder, although I had invited him in for this service of massage, which, by the way, I have always taken massage as a very serious therapeutic, exercise. It's therapy for me. I love massage. I actually sometimes would say, because not everybody is good at sex, I would probably take massage over sex. Anyway, this man appeared to be pleasant and trying to make some pleasantries, and we walk from the door and we're going into the room. It was a good-sized room, and there was a little sitting area around the bed. And yeah, the rooms nowadays are small, right? Anyway, he just approached me, and I was backing away from him because of his size. And as we reached the bed, I think there were two beds, but we reached the bed, which is where I would have been massaging him. But he reached out to touch me. I don't know what he was trying to touch me for. I wasn't welcoming that touch, because it's like, hello, he's here for a massage appointment. Well, you don't have to touch me, honey. I'll be touching you. So reflex action dictated that I immediately jumped up on the bed and went into a kung fu stance, kicking the man. I kicked oh my God. I kicked the client, and he did nothing but try to. I don't know why he was trying to touch me. Y'all, don't touch. You just arrived. We don't know each other that well. Don't try to touch me, especially when you look at you, Andre the Giant, and look at little me. Come on. Anyway, that was funny, right? I was so embarrassed because it's like, what are you doing? Trying to chase away your client? You have to eat. You have to pay for this room. You have to you have to live. You need the money. So I made it clear to him that I was just ensuring that he was not here for any other reason but what was arranged, that he receive a massage from me. And by the way, I also do domination. So it's okay to kick you. Oh my God, I'm nuts. Well, I'm not nuts. I'm in defensive mode since I've been preyed upon from being a baby. In this world, I have become very alert. And so, yeah, anyway, everything turned out fine. He was okay. He was not a bad... In fact, he was a really nice man. He was a Jew. He was a very nice Jewish man. And that was that. But some years went past. 5 years, 6. He calls me again, but I didn't know it was him. And this time, I was not in a hotel. I had my own place. But I did outcalls, which I don't like to do outcalls, so I charge extra for that as well. You gotta pay for my time to travel to you. I prefer you come to me. Because going into a new place that's unfamiliar, unknown, that to me is placing myself at greater risk. Anyway, I had a driver. My driver drove me all the way to where this person lived. It was an apartment. Was it an apartment or a house? It was spacious. Why am I thinking it was an apartment? But the way it was laid out and the furnishings and everywhere, pictures, family, very much family oriented. This guy was a Jewish man with a big Jewish family. And it dawned on me when I entered. I saw him. Because I didn't know it was him. I didn't know he was the one that I had kicked in the hotel room. Is it Park Avenue Hotel across from the Four Seasons? Because Lord knows I couldn't afford the Four Seasons. But anyway. So, yeah. I was surprised to see him. I said, oh my God. It's you. And he's like, yes. I said, well, I had no idea. And that's how I learned, okay, this guy appears relatively safe. He's still this big guy. But then he became, to me, more human. Because he had a wife and children. But why you guys do that? Why would you get an out call to your home? I don't like that. I don't like that. It's best if you come to me. Well, I don't do that shit anymore, right? I don't take clients anymore. But when you call sex workers, whether it's for hookah, prostitution, like sex, or it's for domination, or it's for massage, or, just maybe you just want somebody to dress you up, or you want to dress up for someone. Many of you like to be feminized. You like to wear women's clothing, right? For whatever reason, why you may seek the services of a woman like me. It's just to spend time with me. I'm interesting, I'm fascinating, I'm entertaining, I'm captivating, I'm alluring, I'm beautiful, I'm smart. What's, of course, I'm worthy. I'm worth it. So I like to be in the company of men who not only can afford, but are not going to be just overflowing with machismo that is very annoying and irritating. So this guy was just a regular guy, very laid back. That's what I like. I like laid back, and I like big guys. I like big guys. But guys tend to be chill and cool, you know. But yeah, that was strange. So it turned out that I kicked him on the first meeting, and years later he booked me again, and I went to his home, and that's where I learned who he truly was. Because in the initial meeting at the hotel, I had no idea who I was dealing with, which is why I kicked him. I was reaching for his head. Oh my God, that was crazy. I'm Domina Della Pie, Mistress Sasha Storm. I just recorded this because it just popped into my mind. I don't know how or why, but this is what I do. I'm a storyteller.